Okay, so Derek, right here is where the bind button usually is, but the bind button fell off. So what you have to do is touch touch the metal center and the metal outside, either with tweezers, or if you can't get that to work, I just went and soldered a little glob of solder right on that spot, and it went into bind mode. There's two lights under here, green and red, will both come on at the same time when it's in bind mode. I've got it in there just right, so I would recommend just putting a piece of solder over it, just real quick, and then take and power it up. You'll power it up, and then you'll go in your Tyrannus and go over to page, menu, and then page, and then you go obviously up to bind. Hit the bind button while you're in bind mode. Have it beep 2 or 3 times like this, 1, 2. Then hit the enter button and it will stop bind mode. By then you'll be bound. Then you'll unplug your battery and take the solder off the spot with your transmitter still on. Then after you've got the solder removed, power it back up and make sure it's connected, make sure it's bound. But the only way to really know if it's bound is either the light will be green on the receiver, which you won't be able to see it because it's covered up by this plate, and if you just want to leave it in there, it's easier. Easier way to do it is just plug into Betaflight by plugging your USB into your computer. I'm sure you've probably done this before, but plug up to Betaflight, and settings should all be already set because that's how it is in there. Now just double check, make sure you go into your configuration, which is the 3rd tab down. It'll say serial receiver. Make sure it says S-Bus. And you go to the remote tab. And if your transmitter is on, you should be able to go up and down with the throttle. And you should see 1,000, 2,000. 1,000, 2,000. Now this is the important part. You want to make sure with all these channels, they all say 1,500, 1,500, 1,500. Otherwise it's going to drift. Or you go and go full tilt to the left or to the right, to the left and to the right. Make sure it says 1,000 and 2,000. Then on all the other channels, 2,000, 1,000, so on, 1,000, 2,000, so on. Then you're going to have your switches. This top switch is for arming. That will be for your arm switch. That's auxiliary 1. And auxiliary 2 is your top switch up here. You have 3 switches. So your top switch is auto level. Middle switch is going to be for horizon mode, or basically auto level with flips. Then all the way up is acro mode. Okay, and then you do still have the switch here, which I have set up in my transmitter anyway as 3, which gives you beeper, I believe. And then the last one, you have four channels basically that you can set up, is what I'm saying. And you can set that up in your transmitter. That's basically it. As soon as you go in here, if you don't see the throttle going up and down like this, then what you need to do, you might see it might look like this. It might look like, say, your roll would go up and down. See with the throttle, the roll's going up and down instead. Well, that just means you need to change it. See, because it's set for AETR. You need to go down and set it to spectrum, and then click save. And as you do that, it will change. And then you've got throttle, and so on. And yeah, so that's basically it. And also double check to make sure you got, see when you tilt the drone forward and backward,